A woman noticed her in-laws secretly taking away her jewelry, but instead of confronting them, she stayed calm and silently observed everything. Meanwhile, her husband was secretly working with senior members of the company to take away her authority, seize control of the business, and leave her with nothing. What they didn't realize was that the woman had already seen through their plans and was carefully preparing her response. Years earlier, her husband had been a poor college student who worked hard to win her heart. After earning the trust of both her and her father, he married into her wealthy family. Soon after the wedding, he invited many relatives from his hometown to live with them under the excuse of family unity. Those relatives often mocked her in their local dialect, making sarcastic comments she couldn't understand. Believing they genuinely cared for her, she ignored the signs for years. But everything changed when her company developed a powerful translation tool. One day, she casually used it to translate their conversations, and the results completely shocked her. The relatives were insulting her behind her back, hoping for her downfall so they could take over her family's wealth and company. At first, she thought the software had made a mistake, but the developers assured her the system had been tested for years and was highly accurate. In that moment, she realized she had spent 5 years being deceived and humiliated by the very people she trusted. The next day, she told her father everything. He was so furious that he nearly collapsed from the stress. However, the woman remained calm because she had already started planning her next move. To lower everyone's guard, she publicly announced that her husband would take over as chairman of the company. It looked like a sign of trust, but in reality, it was part of her strategy to expose everyone involved. As expected, her husband became overconfident. He believed she had completely fallen for his act, and soon he and several shareholders began secretly preparing to take full control of the company. At the same time, her mother-in-law secretly replaced the woman's real jewelry with fake pieces and kept the originals for herself. The entire family celebrated, believing their years of pretending had finally paid off. What they didn't know was that the woman had already hired a professional lawyer. She had collected evidence of the stolen jewelry as well as proof of her husband's secret dealings with shareholders. It was only a matter of time before the truth came out, and everyone involved faced the consequences of their greed. That evening, her husband told her not to come to the company the next day, claiming there was an important meeting at the factory. She agreed without argument, fully aware that something was being planned. The next morning, the husband arrived at the office early and found employees gathered together whispering, "Is someone inside? Could the boss really be hiding something? What about Mr. Chen?" The husband immediately acted heartbroken and accused her dramatically. "Wasn't I good enough for you? How could you betray me?" Many employees sympathized with him and began criticizing the woman, believing she was in the wrong. Seeing everyone on his side, the husband felt confident that he had finally won. But just then, the woman suddenly appeared and calmly smiled. "Wow, it seems very lively here. I wish all of you the best."